Hello everyone and welcome to our first Friday Fun broadcast from the Access program at Minneapolis Community Education. My name is Laura and I'm the coordinator of the program. Today we're going to talk about leaves. Leaves, they're falling everywhere you see, crunching under our feet. When you look up at the trees, you can see they're changing colors. Beautiful. So why not do something with those leaves? Today, we're going to make a leaf mandala. Here is the leaf mandala. Isn't it beautiful? So after collecting a bunch of different types of leaves, all different shapes, sizes, colors, I decided to make this leaf mandala. Now, I wanted to show you it completed so I can then take it apart and show you how I made it. So first I'm going to take away this first layer, then the second layer, and then the third layer, and then the fourth. Now when making a mandala, the first thing you want to think about is how many sections you want. So for this one, I decided to do 4. So I'm going to take these first leaves. I thought would make a nice base because they're long and thin. So I'm going to just make a 4-part design, just like an X or a cross or the letter T. But I'm going to arrange them so that if I drew a circle, they would fit within the circle, hitting the edges. The next thing is I chose these kind of green going into a little bit of pink maple leaves because it's a different shape and I thought it would be nice to put next. So next I'm going to put them right in between the sections of the other leaves. So it's kind of like making the T or the X and turning it around. How's that look? I think it's really pretty how the colors play. Now when I saw this, I thought, how about some of these red sugar maple leaves? They're smaller so that I can still see the other layers, and the color just is great at contrast with the other ones. So now adding the red, I'm going to kind of go the same place I did with the bottom layer because I'm in a little bit and you can still see the first and second layer when I put this third layer on. And I really love how the contrast is. Now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because not every shape of leaf is the same, right? They're all individual leaves. So next, I decided to pick out this small yellow leaf, which would play another contrast. So I'm going to just put that right on top of the red. And there you go. There's my leaf mandala. Now, when you start making your mandala, you can add them with glue so they stay down on a piece of paper. As you're putting them on, you can glue them and then put something heavy on top of them to let it dry. Then you can use your mandala on your table. You can have it hanging in the window if you don't glue the bottom layer on. There's lots of different things you can do. Here is another mandala I made with more yellow and then taking green small leaves and creating a circle in the middle. Here are a couple leaf poems I've chosen to share with you today. The first one is from an anonymous writer, and here it goes. October gave a party. The leaves by hundreds came, the chestnuts, oaks, maples, and leaves of every name. The sunshine spread a carpet, and everything was grand. Miss Weather led the dancing. Mr. Wind led the band. Here's another poem by Mary Oliver titled Song for Autumn. In the deep fall, don't you imagine the leaves think how comfortable it would be to touch the earth instead of the nothingness of air and the endless freshets of wind? And don't you think the trees themselves, especially those with mossy, warm caves, begin to think of the birds that will come, 6, a dozen, to sleep inside their bodies? And don't you hear the goldenrod whispering goodbye, the everlasting being crowned with the first tuffets of snow? The pond vanishes, and the white field over which the fox runs so quickly brings out its blue shadows. And the wind pumps its bellows, and at evening especially, the piled firewood shifts a little, longing to be on its way. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope I see you next week. Bye for now.